Cowboys Sports Report. It is Sunday, July 21st, about 10:30 Central Time, my time. Attempting to do a live show. When your channel's still growing, kind of small, live shows are hit or miss. It's late, technically a weeknight, so we'll see how this goes. Uh, if it's your first time watching my content, I'm at 411, 89 away from 500. When I hit 500 subscribers, I have an Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card giveaway. When I hit 1,000, I'll have an autographed Larry Allen football giveaway. A few days away from training camp, things are about to start kicking off, and we'll actually have things to talk about instead of all this clickbait crap I cannot stand. Like the 6-7 shows a day Mark Holmes does, crap like that. Clickbait, can't stand it. I'm at 411. That subscribe button, that red subscribe button you see, it is free. It costs you nothing. It's a free investment. What's up, Eric Wallace, my brother? I appreciate you joining in. Member number 1. All we really need to get is like 10 people in here. We can have some fire going on. That red subscribe button, if you're watching this live or after it's uploaded, it's free. It costs you nothing. Hit that. Help me get to 500. When I get to 500, we'll have a raffle for the Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card. That card will increase in value as long as you live, because his record will never be broken as the NFL's all-time leading rusher, 3-time Super Bowl champ. We all know Emmitt Smith's history. I don't have a bell like the fish does, but I guarantee this show will grow and hit the heights to be one of the favorite shows that you like to watch, whether it's Fish at 6, Law Nation, who's my favorite personally. If you like Mark Holmes, if that's your deal. If you like Cowboys Sports Talk, Tom Downey, whatever it is, Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report will be up there. I guarantee that. I don't have a bell like Fish does, but on the count of 3, guys, if you're watching this after the show was done, hit subscribe on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. If you did it, you're a real one. I love you for it. The like button helps beat algorithms, helps this video pop up on feeds that usually would not pop up on. Get subscribers you probably wouldn't get. The more likes, the better, guys. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. If you did it, you're a real one, and I love you for it. Training camp is a few days away. And listening to Fish 2 days ago makes a very good point about everybody that we lost this off season, right? We bring in Eric Kendricks. 3, 12, and 5 seasons. And with everybody that we lost already, the only 2 glaring holes that we have is running back and defensive tackle. And running back is a questionable hole. I mean, it could not be a hole. I mean, Rico Dowdle could explode this year and be the running back that he knows that he can be. Only he knows he could be. He's been on the team for a good, 5 seasons now. Injury-riddled career. Last season was finally healthy and showed that he can do something. We didn't bring back Jonathan Hankins because he really didn't help stop the run. Mazi will get another chance, year 2. We got Justin Rogers, 7th-round pick. We got Carl Davis, journeyman, who's going to be in the mix. Chauncey Golston to help clog those gaps, engage 2 linemen to let linebackers run free and stop the run. But we only have 2 glaring holes on paper after losing Tyron Smith, Biotish, Hankins, Gilmore, all these guys that we lost. That's pretty good. You could probably say Philly and San Fran are the only 2 teams in the NFC that have 2 holes or less. Now, clickbait is really, really getting on my nerves. Mark Holmes put out a video today. Tyler Guyton a bust, or Tyler Guyton not going to start year 1. And for some reason, I know some names are hard to pronounce, but Chuma Edoga is not one of them. And he keeps calling them Roboto Igato. Tyler Guyton is going to start left tackle. Whether he starts week 1 training camp left tackle remains to be seen. But by the end of training camp, Tyler Guyton, our first round pick, will start at left tackle. Our last four first round offensive linemen started year one and played damn well. Tyron Smith, 2011, started at right tackle his rookie season, while Doug Free was at left tackle, played great. 2013, Travis Frederick, pick 30, started at center, played great. 2014, Zach Martin, right guard, played great. 2022, Tyler Smith, who was at left guard all season, all training camp, all preseason, all the preseason games. A week until the regular season started, Ty Smith, hamstring comes off the bone, gets bounced to left tackle, plays damn good all season. And he was the most penalized FBS player in college football at left tackle. So, for people thinking that Tyler Guyton is already going to have a season like Mazi did in his rookie year is completely ludicrous. And wondering if being at Washington gave Tyler Biadasz $30 million. Tyler Biadasz is a Pro Bowl center. He was an alternate Pro Bowl center in the 2022 season. An alternate because somebody else couldn't play. Other than that, Tyler Biadasz was barely an adequate center. If anybody that had skill lined up over him, he would be in Dak's lap. And that's exactly why we let him walk. That's why we let Connor Williams walk. That's why we let Connor McGovern walk. Connor Williams, Connor McGovern, left guard. We let them walk because they were barely adequate. And we knew Tyler Smith was 3 times the left guard they would ever be. Connor Williams played center now for Miami, but at left guard, not very good. Tyler Biadasz, not very good. Connor Beebe was a steal in the 3rd round, pick number 83. He will start, and if he doesn't start, it'll be Brock Hoffman, which seems to be the offensive line coach's preference at center right now. So they'll battle it out. I think Brock Hoffman's going into year 2 or 3. But whoever starts at center, whether it's Brock Hoffman or Cooper Beebe, will be better than Tyler Biadasz, even in year 4. The only downgrade on the offensive line will be at left tackle, and Tyler Guyton will solidify that position as good as Tyler Smith did in 2022. So, 2 holes going into training camp. But do not be surprised if you see Rico Dowdle, number 23, have a 1,400-yard season on the ground. Terrence Steele says he feels 100%. He feels like he did back in 2022, 2021. With Terrence Steele healthy, he's one of the best run-blocking right tackles in the NFL. Zach Martin, great run blocker and pass blocker. Tyler Smith, better run blocker than pass blocker right now in his stage of his career. In his 3rd year, he'll probably emerge as one of the best top 3, top 5 left guards in the NFL. Cooper Beebe and Brock Hoffman, both physical centers, better run blockers than pass blockers. Tyler Guyton also. This offensive line will be a run-blocking first offensive line. Therefore, they haven't put a whole lot of money into the position. What, Elliott, $3 million, everybody else, vet minimum. So we got Elliott, Dowdle, that one running back, Royce Freeman, Deuce Vaughn, and Malik Davis, and Hunter Lipke, fullback / running back. It's 5 guys. Only 2 backs need to make a difference, and you need 2 different style of backs. Zeke is going to be the banger. We know that. He's been the banger since 2020. 2021, 2022. 2019 was the last season Zeke was actually all-purpose back, where he had 1,350 yards. So Zeke's going to be the banker, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. He's going to be our red zone guy that gets into the end zone. I won't be surprised if Elliott has 10 or more touchdowns this season wearing the star. But number 23, don't sleep on this kid, man. Just like Tony Pollard showed some burst first few years of his career, and then in year 4, had over 1,000 yards rushing. In year 4, PFF ranked him the second most explosive player in the NFL behind one Tyreek Hill. That's why he got the franchise tag in last season, and that's why he got the bag in Tennessee. Running back, I really don't think is going to be that big of a hole for us. The biggest part of the focus will be defensive tackle and how the rookies perform on the offensive line. More confident on the offensive line than defensive tackle. But if Mike Zimmer's scheme works the way it should, if you have lockdown corners and Trayvon Diggs workout videos, show him cutting left to right, show him switching direction like he had never torn his ACL before. Some players come back from the injury better than others. Some players, it takes them 2-3 years to come back from that injury. Michael Gallup probably will never be the same. Terrence Steele will finally probably be back to 100% this season. Trayvon, being that he tore it after week 2, week 1, he will be ready. Deron Bland will be in his third year, second year play on the outside. Jordan Lewis, journeyman, slot cornerback. I still would like to see Gilmore signed for depth in case Diggs is a little bit slow to get back into the groove of things, into the top 3 corner that he is. But if you have shutdown corners that can play man coverage very well, most teams don't have an A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, or a Tyler Lockett and DJ Metcalf, or a Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, who now is requesting a trade. Most teams don't have 2 number 1 receivers. You have lockdown corners, you can crowd the box a lot more often, which will help stop the run. And if Mazi can fit into this Mike Zimmer defensive scheme as good as people think, a lot better than Dan Quinn's scheme, then that will help in his one-tech career as they're trying to make him into a one-tech. 7th-round pick, Justin Rogers, big boy, one technique. He could be somebody we don't sleep on. I believe he makes the roster. Valimi Fehoko Jr., rookie last season, defensive end, can play tweener, kind of like Tyrone Crawford. He didn't get much playing time last season. 2nd-round pick Marshawn Kneeland will also help out in run stopping. So with that gaping hole on paper at defensive tackle, might not look so bad also. Training camp around the corner. And I agree with what Mike Fisher said. 10 days. The first 10 days, they're going to let them play out. And after those first 10 days, if something looks very, very bad, then we'll bring in a couple guys for a cup of coffee. But until then, we're going to see what we got. And this team is young, with a ton of talent, with just a right amount of a mix of veteran leadership in it. Eric Kendricks, quarterback of the defense, at middle linebacker. Zach Martin, elder statesman on the offensive line. Dak is a bona fide veteran now, going into his 9th season. It took the sheriff into his 9th season to make a real run. It took Drew Brees to his 9th season to make a real run. And in those seasons, in 2006, it wasn't Peyton Manning throwing the Colts to the Super Bowl. It was the entire team coming together in January, which it hadn't done in Peyton's whole career. 2 of those 4 postseason wins were defensive wins. Say when they played Baltimore 15-6. a game like that, where Peyton only had to put up 5 field goals to get a round 2 victory. Same thing with the Saints in 2009. A The whole team came together. It wasn't Drew Brees throwing them the victory. In the Super Bowl, what was the score? It was 20-10, something like that, over Indy, and Peyton throws that pick six to Terry Porter, and 27-10 was the final score. Defense showed up big with Trayvon Diggs coming back, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be healthy. Pretty sure by the bye week, we have an early bye week this season, he should be back to 100%. That's 2 ball hawk corners in Diggs and Bland that have very good hands and can play very good ball. Now, if you bring in Gilmore, then you have the best cornerback room, hands down, in the NFL. One more topic that we haven't really talked about. Nobody's really talked a whole lot about. It's the new kickoff rule. We have the best special teams coordinator in the NFL, Bones Fossil. The new kickoff rule is the kicker will be kicking off from the 35 like he usually does. But the kicking team will be lining up at our 40-yard line. And they cannot start to move until the kick returner fields the football. So our return team, our blockers, will be 10 yards away from the kick return team. We'll be at the 30. And the ball is supposed to land in between the 20 and the goal line. Now, if the ball is kicked by the kicker and is short of the 20, then we get the ball to start at the 50. If the ball is kicked out of the end zone or into the end zone, then we start at the 35. That's what a touchback is nowadays, the new rule. So with a return man like Kevontae Turpin, for him to be able to field the football, say at the 5-yard line, and then once he catches it, then the kick off team can start to come after him from the 40. Our guys are at the 30. There's going to be a lot more kick returns this year. Big kick returns, I believe, in the first year than we've seen in a long time. And year one is when you want to have a dynamic return man like a Kevontae Turpin. Besides him, Tyreek Hill, maybe one or two other guys might be as dangerous as Kevontae Turpin is on kick returns. That third phase right there, people are forgetting about. Our offense, I can almost guarantee you will be average on kickoffs, average starting field position, probably be 30, 35-yard line, opposed to the 25. That's a 10, 15-yard difference on starting field position. That's going to be humongous for us. People that don't have dynamic return man or a good special teams coach aren't going to be able to take advantage of it as good as we are. That new kickoff return rule, people are not thinking about that. And that's going to be a huge change in the game this season. Especially, a touchback, you start at the 40, like seriously, or the 35 if it's kicked out of the end zone. And if you have a good kicker, top 5 kicker like a Brandon Aubrey is going to make sure that it lands inside the 20. Now, if it lands inside the 20 and rolls into the end zone, then that will be, at the 20 is where the team will start. But the kicker cannot field the football at the 5-yard line, 2-yard line, 1-yard line, and, wait that to be a touchback. No, they have to take the ball out once they field it. I like our chances there. I like our starting field position on every kick return for our offense and Dak Prescott and company. Our offense has been top-notch the last 3 seasons and is not going to fall off this year. CeeDee Lamb will be signed before the season starts, probably during training camp. People can talk until they're blue in the face about it. The Cowboys are not going to go into the season without number 88. That is just stupid. That's just if people want to talk about it, go ahead, talk to you blue in the face. I know where there's a bridge for sale. Whatever. Cowboys Nation, get back to common sense. All this clickbait is about to be over with. We're about to be in training camp where real stories get told and real things happen. I can't wait because I am so sick and tired of looking at all the social media clickbait crap. Chris gone. What's happening, but big dog? What's happening, Charles? Can we fix the defensive tackle, Mazi Smith Osa? We need Chauncey Golston. We need. Yeah, I've got a good feeling about our 7th-round pick, Justin Rogers. He's a big boy. And then also with the scheme difference of Mike Zimmer, he knows the deficiency in the run defense. He knows we've suffered the last 3 seasons stopping the run. So if anything, I believe he will shore that up. And he has the luxury of having shut down corners and able to, in order to do that. Most defenses that have good cornerbacks or good secondaries have a good job at shutting down the run. That's all he's got to do. Now, we might not get as many turnovers, takeaways, as we did with the Dan Quinn defense. But when you have corners that take the ball away, like Bland and Diggs, and Gilmore if he comes back, Jordan Lewis has a knack for the ball. And Tank Lawrence has mastered the punch out. And a lot of, Trayvon Diggs started to master that punch out early last season. We saw that. I think the defense will almost be as opportunistic as it has been, not scheme-wise, just what they've been taught the last 3 seasons. And mixing that in with Mike Zimmer's new scheme. Last year, I thought this defense could be historically great, like the no-fly zone or the Tampa 2 or the LOB. But this season, I really think it has a real shot at it, especially if we stay healthy and don't lose number 11 and number 7. Diggs last season was our 2nd best defensive player behind Parsons. Losing him after week 2 was a humongous blow. Teams are going to test us until they stop the run. They're going to run the ball at us. That's exactly what Green Bay did in the playoffs. They ran the ball, that opened up the pass for Jordan Love. Jordan Love looked a lot better than I believe he was. Yes, and Mike Zimmer will be ready for that. He knows what we're lacking in. He didn't get the job, blindfolded. He played against us the last 3 seasons. He knows our run defense is suspect and has been. That will be the one thing he will shore up. He knows everything else is primo. So really, Mike Zimmer inherited like a Lamborghini with a faulty transmission. All he's got to do is really fix up the transmission, make sure that thing shifts in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th gear real good, smooth, and the rest of the vehicle is going to be fine. Because the talent we have on that side of the ball is top notch. I mean, people are forgetting who we have on the defensive side of the football. People are looking at number 90 like he's just an average defensive end. Tank Lawrence is still a top 10 defensive end. Just because he don't get 10 sacks a season anymore, he is still huge impact. He gets pressure on the quarterback. He may not get there, but he gets pressure. And he is the best run-stopping defensive end in the NFL. Add Marshawn Elam, Sam Williams into year 3, Micah Parsons, Osa Digizua, who might, bust out and have a career year at 3-tech with shutdown corners and good safeties, and Eric Kendricks as the quarterback of the defense with Overshawn, and it's going to be real pretty. Charles, run game with a that game with Green Bay, but how about the game you went to? Oh man, I'm talking about that game, Buffalo. That was like almost 2 grand out of pocket to go up there and watch us get our ass beat. I think we won 5 in a row, and we just whooped Philly, and we were feeling ourselves really, way too much, smell our own piss. And we went up to Buffalo, and it was cold and it was raining, and Buffalo was their back was against the wall. They had a win out almost to make the postseason. That's what they did, and they came out and punched us in the mouth. We had won 5 in a row, took control of the division, and we came out. I mean, the stadium is so small. Highmark is so small. It's like watching a high school football game, but it's professional. And I saw so much lack of effort on both sides of the football. I was very upset that I spent my money on an away game that away game. I would rather went to Miami and watched us lose by 2 than lose by 30 or whatever we did on that game. But yeah, Arizona ran over us. San Fran ran over us. Buffalo ran over us. Green Bay ran over us. But that's all we got to fix is that run defense. Mike Zimmer will do that. I'm very confident he'll do that. He's no rookie in the NFL. The game has not passed him by. He's still pretty young. Yeah, I like our linebackers too. Overshawn, man, last season was going to be the star of the draft class towards ACL before the season started. So he's had a full year to recover. Almost like Trayvon Diggs. Almost the only good thing about tearing your knee in week 2 is you have about a full year to recuperate and recover from surgery by week 1. And then Damone Clark was disappointing in the sophomore season, but he had a hell of a damn rookie campaign coming off injury. So I think in year 3, it's like having Gilmore last season. He was able to show Deron Bland how to play on the outside at a very high level, at a very good level, better than he probably would have if we didn't have Gilmore. Now having Kendricks, Overshawn never having played a snap, and Clark going into year 3, 55 the Wolf Hunter, he's out now, retired. Kendricks will be able to show them how to play the linebacker spot the way he's supposed to be played. He's been an all-pro most of his career. Now it's winding down, but that's where the veteran mixed with the youth is a perfect balance on this team. Now, this is like the first time in 34 years that Jerry Jones hasn't mentioned Super Bowl. If you've noticed any of his sound bites, all in, but he hasn't mentioned SB. But this, for all that we lost, this team is still pretty freaking loaded. And we haven't made any kind of trades yet. Not to say that we won't in training camp or we won't by the trade deadline. But it's shoot, man. When we signed Terrell Owens in 2006 and he said, get your popcorn ready, it's going to be a show, that couldn't be any more true than this season, 2024. The last 3 seasons have been entertaining and good. I think this season is going to be the best yet because the schedule is the toughest out of the last 4 seasons. Opening against Cleveland is going to be huge. What do you see Marquise Bell? Safety. He's not playing linebacker anymore. He played it last season because Wolf Hunter broke his neck again. That sucks. That Wolf Hunter had neck issues. He was solid, but Marquise Bell, we have depth out the wazoo. That's why I want to sign Gilmore. In case Diggs misses a few games or Bland misses a few games, you got Gilmore to step in. Kalen Carson, I like him, but he's not proven. Jordan Lewis can play on the outside, but he is a veteran slot corner. He's played slot since he was a rookie in 2017. But our safeties, depth. Donovan Wilson is strong safety, right? Behind him is Wanye Thomas. We have Malik Hooker at free safety. Behind him is Marquise Bell and Israel Nkwamu. Our depth at safety is so deep. We can play big nickel, 50% of the time and be very successful with that. And Marquise Bell is he's like versatile, like Isaiah Simmons. If you play Madden, Marquise Bell is like a gem to have on defense because his speed's like a 93 at linebacker. But he can still play linebacker. He still play in the box just like Hitman Wilson. But number 6 is our hardest hitter on defense. That man can lay the wood on people. That's why he got the nickname Hitman. And Malik Hooker is a former first round pick. This team is, I mean, people are sticking a fork in them before the season's even, before training camps even started. I love it. Let them do that, just like they did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Amari Cooper, traded for peanuts. Cedric Wilson walks. Connor Williams walks. Lyle Collins walks. We lose Randy Gregory, Greg Zerline. All these people that we lost. All we brought in was James Washington and Dante Fowler. Washington didn't play a snap. Dante Fowler was just a rotational edge rusher. Everybody put a fork in us that season. We had a rookie left tackle, Tyler Smith, the most flagged player in FBS, in college. And he was at left guard all season. And then Tyron Smith, hamstring blows up. And then we got to put Tyler Smith at left tackle at the very last minute. He's got to go against the likes of Shaq Barrett, Trey Hendrickson, Montez Sweat, all these, and Joey Bosa, all these bad boys. Nick Bosa, he had a gauntlet of good edge rushers. Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, all these guys that he had to block on an island in 2022 when he was at left guard all offseason as a rookie and had to go to left tackle. Tyler Guyton will be at left tackle all offseason, all preseason. So by week 1, he'll be ready. And he's built more as a left tackle than Tyler Smith was. Tyler Smith's built more. He looks like a Larry Allen, not as round, but he looks like a guard more than a tackle. And he played damn good last season. We have 2 all-pro guards on the offensive line. Most teams would kill for that. And listening to Mike Fisher 2 days ago, for losing Tyron Smith and Tyler Biotish, Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler and, whoever else we lost, for us just to have 2 holes on paper, pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. And I don't think running back's a hole. I think Rico Dowdle is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to have a 12, 13, 1,400-yard rushing season. I really do. And then CeeDee Lamb, he'll be signed before the season starts. I wouldn't be surprised if CeeDee Lamb gets 140 catches, over 1,900 yards, and 18 tubs. And Brandon Cooks will have a 1,000-yard season too. In year 2 in this offense, he was obsolete the first half of last year because him and Dak didn't have a connection. Second half of the season, they did. Brandon Cooks has been the number 1 his whole career. So we have a number 1 playing wide receiver number 2 right now in year 2 in this West Coast offense. And last season, we were in a new offense. People don't realize last season was a new offense. Dak Prescott had to learn a whole new scheme. The offensive with CeeDee Lamb, everybody, a whole new scheme. And we still balled out on offense. How much better do you think we're going to be in year 2, everybody? Cowboys Nation, open your eyes. I know it's frustrating that January we haven't delivered, but, and I'm not comparing the 2 quarterbacks. I keep going back to this analogy again and again and again. My opinion, Peyton Manning was the best quarterback to ever do it. If Peyton Manning would have been drafted by New England, they would have won 10 titles, in my opinion. But in Peyton's first 8 seasons, he only had 3 playoff wins. Dak has 2. The narrative on Peyton Manning was he can't do it in January. He can't get it done. In 2004, they had broken every offensive record, and they go to New England in round 2, and they put up a field goal, and that's it. The following season, they go 15-1, and they go 1 and done, get knocked off by Pittsburgh. After that, the narrative on Peyton Manning really was he can't get it done in January, until the team came together in 2006 in January and made it happen. That's what we got to do, come together all 3 phases in January and make it happen. Dak is very capable of quarterbacking this team to a Super Bowl. What are the players you wish we would retain besides Gilmore? For me, big time Jonathan Hankins. Yeah, I was thinking, why did we let Hankins walk too? Besides the Law Nation, I like the watch Mike Fisher because he's inside the star. He made a very good point. We traded for Jonathan Hankins in 2022, but he really didn't help stop the run. You know, that's why we let him walk. I mean, in all the blowout losses that we had, he was as good as, you know, average Joe at defensive tackle. we traded for him from the Raiders, hoping that he could make a big impact, but he didn't make a big impact. That's why we drafted Mazi in the first round, and the the draft is 7 rounds. And just because you drafted in round 7 doesn't mean that you're obsolete. Look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, Super Bowl last season, Mr. Rogers, who we took in our last pick, nose tackle. I'm not sleeping on that boy. That boy's a big boy. He could surprise us and be that guy that we need to clog up the middle. If we have one guy that can play nose tackle just well enough to engage 2 blockers, that'll open up the defense like none other. Eric Kendricks can run sideline over Sean Can. Oso be one-on-one. Parsons be one-on-one. Tank will be one-on-one. And I'll take Osa, Parsons, and Tank one-on-one any day against any lineman. And they'll win the majority of the time, unless it's like a Trent Williams, somebody, generational. Trent Williams is a generational talent. But somebody's going to step up. And I'm pretty sure, not in training camp, during the season, by the trade deadline, we will make a trade for somebody. I don't know what position. It just depends on how training camp unfolds. That's why I'm excited it's about to start. You know what I mean? No more clickbait. I was thinking about doing a video that was all clickbait, and the headline was going to be something so stupid that people were going to click on it just to see if it was true or not. Well, what was I going to say? I had just thought about it, made me laugh, and I was actually going to do it, but I didn't. Damn it. If I remember what I was going to do, I'll put that on there. I'll put that on YouTube with that stupid ass headline that people are going to believe. And then whenever they click on it, I'm going to say, quit believing everything that you read. What time is it right now? It's 11:08 Central Time. I still need to eat dinner. Shit's getting real. I have court Wednesday, trying to keep this crib. Work's finally picking up. I've been catching up on things. If I can catch up enough by Wednesday, and everything will be all right. Keep God first and foremost. He goes before everything, even this. Seek Him and His righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. No matter how bad you think you have it in life, always remember that somebody else out there has it worse than you. Y'all have a good week, guys. Chris, man, thanks for joining in. You're my moderator, man. Eric Wallace, I gotta make you a blue name too. So in case y'all can't both be in the same time, one of y'all could be there. So, because sometimes people will be getting on the live show and be talking stupid shit, and y'all can shut them up. But yeah, thanks Chris, thanks Eric for joining in. Everybody who's watching this after it's uploaded, hit that subscribe button. Help me reach 500. Like I said, when I hit 500, raffle for Damon Smith Rookie of the Year card giveaway. And then when I hit 1,000, raffle for the Larry Allen autographed football, rest his soul giveaway. All right, guys. Thank you, Chris. Yes. How about them Cowboys? Wasn't that a hell of a line that Jimmy Johnson said? Like he said, he should have trademarked that line because we all use it now. That's our national anthem saying, I guess you could say. But yeah, y'all have a good week, guys. Be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Go make y'all's money, and I'll see y'all this week when training camp starts, guys. Have a good night, Chris. DC Nation, have a good night. And like I keep saying, I know Tio said it first, but this is going to be my line now. Get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a show. Yeah. Thank you, Chris, man. Without you and everybody else, it wouldn't be worth doing it. So I appreciate it, my man. You have a good night, and I'll catch y'all later. Charles in Charge, Cowboys Sports Report, is out. Deuce.